Greetings and welcome to the introduction to astronomy. In this week's special topic in astronomy, we are going to talk about the zodiacal light and find out what that means and how it's visible in the sky. So what is the zodiacal light? Well, the definition of it is sunlight that has been scattered by interplanetary dust. So this is light that leaves our sun, travels out through the solar system, but is scattered by the dust that exists within our solar system, and some of it is scattered back to Earth. So that's going to give excess brightness in the plane of our solar system. So it occurs along the plane or along the constellations of the zodiac. Those are the ones that are in line with our flattened solar system. So that makes it appear like a flattened line, and we can see it here as it stretches from the lower portion here and kind of stretches upward. Now the other section you see here is our Milky Way. So that is not zodiacal light. That is actually the glow of billions of stars within our Milky Way. The zodiacal light are represented by the arrow here, and that is light from within our solar system reflecting off of tiny little dust grains. Now, what does it mean? Well, or what is it composed of, I should say next? Well, let's take a look at that. And what it's composed of primarily is very tiny bits of dust and very tiny debris in the solar system, likely debris from comets and asteroids that has been left behind in their orbits. And that material then will scatter the light as sunlight travels outward through the solar system and will reflect it back to Earth. Now, where in the sky is this visible? Well, let's take a look at that and see. And where it's visible is primarily across the sky in the zodiac. In fact, it will be all along the zodiac. So those are the reasons. If you recall, the zodiac are those constellations that the sun, the moon, and the planets happen to pass through. So the reason they're important is not because they're bright constellations, but because of their location in the sky, location within the plane of our solar system. And therefore, when the zodiacal light occurs, it will occur within those as well. Now, the easiest time to see this is when the sun is just below the horizon. So you want to see this very close to the sun. Now, for the most part, that makes it hard to see, because if the sun is above the horizon, it is going to be far too bright and block out the zodiacal light and not make it invisible in any case. In fact, the bright moon can block out much of the zodiacal light, as can significant light pollution can make the zodiacal light very hard to see. But when the sun is below the horizon, as seen here, sun just below the horizon, then the zodiacal light stretches out prominently in this triangular shape, going from down at the horizon and coming up to a point up toward the top. Now it's always there. You could trace it through, but this is just where it is most prominent and brightest because of the way those dust particles scatter the light away from the sun. So let's go ahead and finish up here with our summary. And what we've looked at today is that the zodiacal light, so it is sunlight that is scattered off of dust grains within our solar system. It is all located within our solar system. It is actually sunlight that we are seeing. It gets its name from the fact that it is visible along the constellations that make up the zodiac. And those are the ones that follow through the plane of our solar system. And it is best visible just before sunrise or just after sunset, when the sun is below the horizon, but the zodiacal light is still very prominent. So that concludes this week's special topic in astronomy on the zodiacal light. We'll be back again next week for another special topic in astronomy. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.